Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to Premier 360 and my special co-host, William Hung. And today we're going to talk about taking and managing risk. So I'm going to just give it the platform to you, William. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. It's wonderful to host this session with you again. And taking and managing risk is one of the most difficult things for you to do. It doesn't matter where you're at in your business or your career. There really is no safe way to get to your final destination. It's a matter of making the best choices for you and your loved ones.
Yeah, there's definitely so many type of risks, right? I mean, not just even in Premier 360, but I mean, there's the business risk, schools to pick from risk, just right? So what did you want to go over first on which type of aspects of risk?
Well, let's talk about money.
I guess that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to money, like you could just put it into your piggy bank, and then maybe put it back out many years later. It still be there, but is this the best way to approach risk? Probably not. If you don't want to work until the day you die.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the days of putting your money under your mattress is gone, and definitely leveraging your money to make more money or to do good in the world, I think is definitely better.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, let's why don't we talk about like the common way we look at investments. Like of course we want to invest in different assets or different kinds of, how do I say it, properties. You don't want all your eggs in one basket. I learned it the hard way. I put a lot, pretty much all my eggs in stock market, and this year has not been the best year for me. So yeah, it is. So it's I think it's great to learn how to break it up into like cash value life insurance, real estate, non-traditional assets like crypto.
Yes, I think diversification is the way to go and not putting your eggs in one basket. But before that, let's say thank you for the people that are watching. Thank you, Jennifer Olympia, for watching. Lydia's watching. Gamai is watching. George is watching, and some other few people. So if you are watching live, please hashtag live. And if you're catching us on the replay, hashtag replay. So yeah, let's talk about a few of those risks. In general, what's been coming up is the cash value life insurance. And so from an agent perspective, I could share a little bit, but from the consumer perspective and getting those type of policies, why don't you share your perspective first?
Well, I could tell you, Jen, that until recently, I thought life insurance and most insurance in general is a total waste of money. It's like, why don't I just save and invest in the stocks, in real estate, in different things that I know that will give me a much higher return. But of course, I had to balance that with also protecting my parents that are that's definitely should be retiring. I need to look at like situations where the stock market could crash or could go down by a lot. You don't know. So even though I don't want insurance to be the only thing or the most of my money there, it's good to have a split.
Yes, I wouldn't say to heavily put everything on one thing like the stock market or like insurance, because I think that's foolish. You need to diversify, right?
Yeah.
One is more risky and one is less risky, but how do you manage that so it's just not stockpiled in one thing, because if that doesn't work, then what's going to happen to you? Like if the market crashes and you retire tomorrow, then you can't retire, right? Or if your cash value life insurance didn't do what it's supposed to do, then what was it for, right? And you're putting your hard-earned money into that. And I did want to talk about that because I have been talking to so many agents recently where as you know, being a life insurance agent, the barrier to entry is very low. You could get your life insurance tomorrow and you could sell life insurance tomorrow. And sometimes without proper training and knowledge, you are relying on what people around you are saying is good, is bad, and what works. But that's why I think you really need a professional that understands how policies work, because you don't want putting $1,000 every month and then in 20 years, it didn't allow you to do what it was supposed to do. So I would definitely ask questions and review your policy at least once or twice every couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that too. And then it's almost like you reverse engineer the life you want. There's no right answer for everybody. But it's more like, okay, I'm a very modest person. I don't need fancy car. I use Toyota Corolla to get me from point A to point B is fine. so look at it like that, and then look at the other expenses in your life as well, and figure out what you really need and want in your life. Then my conclusion is that, okay, well, maybe I only need like $4,000 to $5,000 a month in order to live a comfortable life. I could still travel, I could still eat good food, do what I want. So once I figure out that number, then I say to myself, okay, how can I make that much money plus a little bit more with while minimizing the risk? So that's how I look at it.
No, for sure. That's how people should look at it. And just one more thing from this life insurance portion is that I've noticed a lot of my senior clients, they want long-term care right now. But long-term care is very expensive when you're a senior, because the insurance companies know that you need long-term care, right? File claims or so forth. So that's something to definitely look into before you become a senior, because now long-term care is very expensive and it's a lose it or use it proposition like healthcare. If you don't use it, you paid thousands of dollars into it and you die, then that money's all gone and you really didn't have a chance to use it. So things like that planning for the future is definitely important. But let's switch gears. Let's talk about stocks and crypto.
Well, I finally decided that I will take a more long-term perspective. So I am definitely not an expert in finance. So just to give everyone a little bit more about my background, besides being the entertainer from American Idol, I'm actually a professional poker player. So so based on what I do, I not only I have to be very good at math, at managing risk, not just when I'm playing the game, but outside of the poker table. Do I have leaks? Do I have something that's going to negatively affect my bottom line? Say alcohol, drugs, spending too much on yards or whatever, right? It's splurging on things that you don't need. So yeah. So in terms of like the way I look at stocks, before I was thinking like, oh my God, I want the next GameStop. I want to get in for $50 and exit like $500, 10 times, right? But that's just not realistic. Most of the when you're looking for those kind of stocks, you're gonna take a risk that you cannot manage. So do you want that in your life? It depends on where you are. Maybe if you're in the late 20s or late 20s, you don't have that much to lose. maybe you can afford it. But I could tell you, as someone that's approaching early 40s, I can't afford to take that risk. So think about that, and then figure out, and then in terms of like crypto, it should only be a small percentage of your asset. That's what I believe in, because again, one day could be 65,000. That's the top for Bitcoin, and then now it's like low 50,000. So you just don't know, right? When you just don't know, you don't want to put all your most of your money there.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just that hype and craze of everyone getting into the market with crypto and all these stocks and making a quick buck, which is great, right? If you have time to monitor it every single day, every single hour, second, like good, right? But you could still lose money, right?
Yeah.
But for me and my clients, we do just more long term, and it's not who's the president today or what they said or just the economy as a whole. We look at each individual company to see if they will sustain for the long run. And the industries that are going to sustain is number one, technology, two, healthcare. So industries like that we definitely look at. I also noticed that people, when they put money in their 401k or their IRAs, they never look at it ever again, right? And it's mainly in mutual funds, which have really high fees.
Yes.
People don't know that. People don't know that stock, that mutual fund portfolio manager, all he does is trade every day to make the fees go up and make all that money. So you actually don't need that many stocks in your portfolio. You don't need hundreds to get a good gain.
Yeah.
You only need 20 or 30, at the most, of really good stocks to get you where you're going.
I agree.
Know that.
Yeah, I totally agree. That is the direction I'm going in as well. So I'm trying to look for like good companies that's going to be around for a long time, like Tesla, Airbnb, different industries, and then maybe look at more like a 3-year horizon instead of just like trying to make a quick buck. Yeah.
Exactly. And companies that have good dividend, if you are going to retire, and you do need that. And so so it is a craze right now. Why don't we let's see who's watching. Thanks, Helen, for watching. Augustine, Lilia, Cherry, Judeanne, Allison, Beautyderm, Pam, Eileen, Dara, thank you for all watching. #live. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Let's go towards, let's say, home and auto.
Yeah.
For me, home, especially in California, insurance has risen as a whole. Due to the fires and just the risk levels, it has. So people are kind of, like, what is going on, right? On that. Auto, same way. It probably didn't increase as much because no one was driving. But now, as the summer is progressing and people are starting to go out more, there probably are going to be more accidents out there. And so that's something that it is a commodity. It is going up, but it's just, it's very hard for like an independent agent to like monitor those risks, right? Because it's the insurance carriers and it's what claims are on there.
Yeah, so in terms of like why no, I definitely see the house prices are going through a roof right now because of the shortage of houses relative compared to the people that want to buy a house. So it's something to think about. Like if you're close to retiring, maybe you could sell the extra house for extra income. But besides that, yeah, I mean, the way I look at those things. It's like fixed expenses. I really can't avoid it. If my business requires me to drive, which I do because I need to go speak, I need to go meet people. After the pandemic, especially now, it's starting to get there, right? So it's not something that I could avoid. But shop around. Everybody's case is different. Let me share mine about auto. That's so weird. It makes Yeah, because I want initially when I moved from LA to Florida, I wanted to get progressive because my roommate got progressive. She got it like 1,100 for 6 months, which is okay, it's reasonable. But for some reason, when I applied, I don't know who the agent was, but the quote came back like 2,100. I was like, what is going on? That makes no sense. So I shop around, and then I found Liberty Mutual. It was okay, but about $1,000 for 6 months. But it's like bare bones coverage. So I shop around again. I finally found State Farm. So everybody's case is different, but definitely shop around to get the best deal. Don't just settle for what people tell you.
That's the thing. It depends on a variety of factors: your zip code, where you live, your driving record.
Yes.
There's a lot of factors into it. But
Yeah.
the biggest thing is taking what type of risk are you taking versus the premium that you're paying, right? So, I mean, people with more assets, they have more to lose. So I definitely wouldn't recommend minimum coverage on someone that has $1 million house. I mean, especially in California, we're sue crazy. Like, they know you have money, they're going to sue. They're going to hire an attorney to get as much money as possible. So it's always looking at what your coverage is for the price that you're paying as well.
No, I agree. Yeah. That's why I mean I got something just so that I have something that's legal to drive, right? But I don't want to settle for the bare bones either. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Exactly, because you don't know with regards to that. So it looks like down Florida, the rates there are more expensive.
I would say I got it just depends on the individual situation. Like you mentioned, how they interpret my past, accidents. But because let's face it, when you drive like 10 or 20 years, it's very hard to be perfect. so you just do your best. But still, how they interpret it, whether it's your fault, partial fault, whatever, right? All those factors, and then of course like their own company incentives or whatever. That's what happened. I can't explain why one company the quote is so much more expensive than the other. Yeah,
it's all over the place. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that healthcare, just an update on that. Because the subsidies are higher, people are actually getting healthcare for cheaper. So that's a nice thing to have as well on that. Is there any updates you wanted to tell us about life in general or what you're doing right now?
Yeah. So I finally decided to start my own poker podcast. So I'm helping people playing the mid stakes, so like like intermediate level to get better. So yeah, it's a new niche that I found. I started my own Facebook group, got like over 50 people in it already. So that's why it's like, okay, now I'm solving a problem that I enjoy solving. So yeah, so you have to find what you enjoy doing and you feel you're actually good at it. And that's how you know that something is can go in your favor. Just like you, Jen. Jet insurance is your it's your jam, right? You wake up, you get excited living and breathing insurance. So yeah.
Yeah, same thing. So tell me about your process and how you teach people how to do this. I mean, are you teaching them to just be better players or to be like champions, or how does that work?
No, not quite. I mean, so the way I approach it is I share my real life experience with people. And the interesting thing about solving a real problem, like my intention for even doing all this is not to make money. Yeah, I mean, it'll be great if they subscribe to my Patreon or whatever it is, right? Or affiliate, whatever. But that's not my goal, because I don't expect that. I'm just there to give my knowledge and experience to people. So I would share like real hands that I played recently. I would talk about like managing the emotions when you're down, because that's one of the hardest things to do.
And that poker face, I can't do it. I can't. That's why people wear sunglasses, right?
Yeah.
To see your eyes. But how do you look at other people and read them? That's what I want to know.
Okay, so I would say I judge, but not based on just that. I judge based on like how they address, like how do they buy in for the maximum, the minimum, right? And just the way they handle themselves. Are they very loose in terms of like, okay, I don't care, I'm just gonna go all in, doesn't matter, or are you the kind of person that's just very conservative? So that's how I look at it.
Is that something you research before you play or just during the tournament?
It's both. I do a lot of I don't know like like Joe or John exactly how they play. I don't have that. Nobody really has that. They some people claim they do, but they don't. So the way I approach it is more like I do a lot of research based on population data. Like the millions of people play online in this situation, right? How do they approach it, and what can I do to beat that?
So do you think it's just more a ratios and counting cards game, or just more strategy, or a little bit of luck, or a little bit of everything?
Well, short term there's a lot of luck, because any given night, any given day, you could be up a lot or down a lot. But over let's say a few months or even a few years, not really. So luck is very minimal. And I advocate people to play cash games, because cash games you have much more consistent income.
I see. Is there a lot of casinos in Florida?
There's quite a few choices. There's a couple in Jacksonville. There are some in Tampa. There's some in Hollywood, in this near Miami area. So there are definitely choices, but not as many as LA or Vegas.
So is it more like Indian bait? Like,
No, no,
right? No,
no.
they don't have
Yeah.
rules like that here. I think it's just,
Not that common. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, for me, I mean, I'm always busy, but right now, Premier is actually hiring agents. Agents either that want that the career-driven agent. We pay like a base salary and help you get going with insurance. And we also are hiring independent agents right now. So if you guys know anyone that's looking for a residual based career that will help catapult you in your 401k, or it's like a 401k when you retire, that's definitely something. Reach out to me to go over that. I love what I do. So now it's my time to share and help others that have been in the same boat as me, starting out in the beginning as well.
Yeah, speaking of 401k, if you are like a solopreneur like I am, like I'm considered like a solo business owner where I don't have any like full-time employees. You could actually set up a solo 401k. It's really good for you. Yeah. So I definitely well, I wish I knew that last year instead of paying so much money to Uncle Sam.
Oh my gosh, you did? Why didn't you call me?
Yeah, I didn't. No, you know what? I think I knew about it, but like when I read online, that okay, you can't withdraw until 59 years and a half. And I was thinking like, oh, okay, do I really want my money tied up until 59 years and a half? But yeah, looking back at it, I should have done it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to save and then just leave it and not think about it, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a lot of tax advantages, and I've dabbled on a lot because I deal with a lot of business owners and solopreneurs as well. And
Yeah.
there's ways to strategically help you instead of paying Uncle Sam that a lot of people aren't aware of. Don't
Oh
know.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that. Any more last words to before we sign off?
Yeah, like in a similar to that idea of the setting up your own like 401k. Like yeah, I mean, definitely reach out to Jen. I think the other one that's really helpful, and I should have done it too, is called healthcare spending account. It's like, duh, I should have done that.
Yes, there's that too. That is getting more traction because people don't want to pay more in taxes, right? Especially when you're at that age when you want to use that money for healthcare in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, so so I would say the biggest takeaway here is that when you choose not to take a risk in your life, you are taking a risk. So why not take the smart risk? Work with people that are knowledgeable, like Jen and whatever expertise you might need, like a tax accountant. And and just it's not just how much you earn, it's also how much you save and you can invest.
Yes, because the risk of doing nothing is also a risk with inflation and everything going up every single year, especially the housing market right now and so forth. William, what's the group that you have on Facebook? So if anyone wants to join.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I started a Facebook group called the Mid Stakes Poker Podcast. It is completely free. So I just want the people that are obviously passionate about the game, want to improve the game. So yeah, come check it out and be part of the new family.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining in. Few other people joined us: Rocio, Agnes, Heidi, Eston, Alan, Jackie, Lita, Robinson, Citadel, and Ryan. Thanks for joining us. We have these once a month for you. We typically have it on the 1st, but the 1st is a Saturday. William's a little bit busy, I think. And I think people are out and about on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's generally true, yeah.
So we will probably have it maybe on the 1st or maybe the last Thursday of the month. So you'll see us next month, and I'll probably do a few tidbits here and there as well for industry updates. But thank you guys. Have a great night, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.